Candycones, welcome back to another stylicious and delicious cake and candy episode. Today we'll be doing these gorgeous daffodil cake pops. I always wanted to make some, and since we're about to have Easter, I decided that would be a great idea. So this is what we do for today, and have fun with it. As usual, I start the tutorial with an already mixed and crumbled cake pop dough. You find the recipe and the tutorial on the info box at the top right corner. Then we start the tutorial by rolling out our cake pop dough to about 1 inch thick layer. And then we grab a 1 inch daffodil cookie cutter, and then we cut out as many daffodil shapes as we need. And then I used one finger and gently pushed the cake pop dough out of the petals of the cookie cutter. Then I took a small rolling pin and rolled a little bit back and forth on my daffodil cake pop shape. The reason why I did that is because I didn't have the right size for my cookie cutter, and I prefer having 1.5 inch cake pop in diameter, so that is why I rolled it out to widen the cake pop to give it the perfect size. Ta-da! And that are the colors that we need. We have a citron yellow, a more of a sun yellow. We have orange over here, and we have a bright green. And of course, to give a little bit of a contrasting color, we have a dark green as well. In this next step, I am preparing my cake pop sticks. Therefore, I slightly bended the cake pop stick. I think it looks more realistic and more flower-like, and I really like the ideas. Next, I did all of my bended and some of my straight cake pop sticks into the candy coating. I used the dark, and of course I used the bright color, the green color. And by the way, you find all of the colors that I used in the description box below. Next, we insert the cake pop stick into the daffodil. I did that by using the side of the cake pop. Make sure that every part of the side is covered with candy coating. I used a toothpick to make sure that every part is covered, since this is important when we later dip it. By the way, you can insert the cake pop stick into different areas of the daffodil cake pop. I also did it in the back of the cake pop of the daffodil, and it looks really amazing because it creates a very nice 3D effect, and the daffodil really pops out, and it looks really realistic. I really like that. Comes the normal part that we have in each and every cake pop tutorial. We're now dipping the cake pop in our favorite colors that we work with. In my case, that are different yellow tones, and then we completely dip the cake pop. We make sure that every inch is covered, and try to get rid of those color stains that are on the green cake pop stick, and then make sure that every cake pop excess drips off the cake pop by using your glass. And if you have any air bubbles left over, make sure to get rid of them by using a toothpick. And by the way, if you want to see more weekly videos, click that subscribe button on my YouTube channel. And of course, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. That would be awesome. Thank you. Of course, we repeated that dipping process with all of our daffodil cake pops in all crazy color variation that you like, in contrasting or similar color. That's completely up to you. Next, we do the inner part of the daffodil, which is kind of the blossom, I think, but biological speaking. So therefore, I used my fondant leftovers from the last couple of weeks. And I again used all kinds of yellowy, white, orangey tones to fit my color scheme that we have going on here with the daffodils. And what I did, I just put some tiny bit and I rolled it out to some sausages, and then I put them together and I rolled them out. Then I used a small comb for hair, which is basically a comb from my kitchen, for my baking decorating stuff. And then I laid my fondant on the comb, and then I took my rolling pin and I went with the end of my rolling pin over one side of the comb to really create some sort of a riffled look, where the comb leaves a lot of straight indents into my fondant. With the help of a little bit of water and a brush, we rolled our fondant into a daffodil blossom. Make sure that everything sticks together quite well enough. Since my daffodil center was a little bit too big, I used a knife and cut off a little bit of the flower of the daffodil center part. Then I used the end of my decorating tool to flatten out the bottom part of my daffodil center to make it easier to bring it onto my cake pop. In this final decorating step, I took my small scissors and I cut several times into my daffodil blossom to make it look even more realistic. And with the help of a little bit of water, you glue the daffodil blossom to the actual cake pop and let that dry for a couple of minutes. Personally, it wasn't glimmery and shiny enough, so I decided to take some shiny nonpareils and added that to the center of the blossom, and I took a little bit of water again to make it a little bit of bring in a little bit of stickiness, and then I put some citron yellow and some orange nonpareils into the center of the blossom. And now we are doing the leaf part of the daffodils. I think they have to have some leaves, so that's why I decided to do them. Again, I took some of my green leftover fondant. I created those leaves by rolling out a small sausage and then using a small rolling pin and rolling them out till they had their perfect size. And I also used a knife to correct those parts that I didn't really like. And I repeated that step many times with all different green tones, green colors. I also made sure that I had different leaf types. Some of them were more straight, one of them were more curvy. For another design, I used a toothpick and I folded one side over the other, that it gave it some sort of a more 3D effect. That was also one idea that I used. So you can be very creative on that one. You know, it doesn't have to be realistic. This is how a bunch of daffodil leaves look like. All different sizes, all different shapes, perfect for daffodils. In this final step, we glue the leaves to the actual cake pop stick. Before I glued them together, I made sure that I picked the right colors. So it was a little bit of a trial and error to find the perfect fit for me. And then I took a little bit of my candy coating into a paper piping bag, and then I put a little bit of the coating into on the stick or on the leaf, and then I made sure that everything was a good match, and the excess of the coating, make sure that you smear it off, and yeah, that's pretty much it. A daffodil cake pop ready for Easter. Here we have our stylicious daffodil cake pops, not only good looking but great tasting. So candy cones, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, give it a like and leave a comment down below. I see you all in the next video, and always remember, stay sweet and stay true.